We're going to make a pie crust today that has 4 basic ingredients. There's no hydrogenated fat and there's no animal fat. So what you do is you take 3 cups of whole grain flour. I'm using spelt flour today. And you put it into a bowl. Then you're going to take 2/3 of a cup of unrefined oil. I'm using canola oil. You can use safflower, sunflower, any kind of flavorless oil. Pour it in. You're going to mix it together until you get these little pellets. Then sprinkle in the salt. That's 3/4 of a teaspoon of sea salt. And we're going to put 1/3 cup water. I'm going to divide this into 2 balls. The recipe that we've made is a double crust. We are only going to use 1/2 of it though for the quiche that we're making. And the reason that we made a double crust is because some people have a lot of problems with pie crusts because as they're rolling them out, they run out of dough. So what I did was I took a little bit from the second ball and put it into, and just made one larger than the other to make it easier to roll out. We're going to dust a clean surface with some extra flour so that the pie crust won't stick. And you're going to push it down into a disc shape, trying to rotate it and hold the edges together so that it won't crack. It'll crack a little bit as you roll it out, but if you do that, you might have less of a problem. Okay, you start from the center and roll towards the outside. First one way, then the other. And take your time. Now we're going to press this into the pan. And we will put it over here where we need it. Now that all the edges have been folded in on this, we're going to pinch it, making a decorative pie crust. You take a fork and you're going to poke holes in the bottom so that when you bake it, it won't puff up. Okay, now it's ready for baking. You're going to bake this for 15 to 20 minutes at 375 degrees. Now that we've finished making the crust, we're going to make the filling for the savory mushroom and green quiche. First thing we're going to do is take pine nuts and place them into a frying pan. You do not need oil to do this. And you're going to toast them for a few minutes until they turn golden. When we did the pie crust, we did not grease the pan. You do not have to because there's already oil in the crust. Okay, we're going to take the pine nuts out of the pan now. We're going to add 3 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil, a 1/2 pound of thinly sliced mushrooms, 1 leek, the white part only, chopped fine, and 1 yellow onion sliced. 4 tablespoons or 4 cloves of fresh garlic chopped. 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. You may want to add a little bit more salt, maybe an extra 1/2 teaspoon. We're going to saute this until the onions are lucid. Then we'll add the chard. Okay, we're going to add 3/4 teaspoon salt and green chard. Has been blanched. We've removed the stalky part, blanched it, and sliced it up into small pieces. And we made sure that we squeezed any excess water out of it. This is 1 pound chard, green chard. Now that this is finished, we're going to be taking it over to where we're going to make the custard for the filling. Then we will combine the two, put them in the pie shell, and bake them. Now we're going to make the custard for the quiche. The first thing we're going to do is put 1½ cups of silken tofu into a Cuisinart with 1 tablespoon extra virgin olive oil, followed by 20 fresh basil leaves, and 1 tablespoon freshly chopped parsley. And we're going to process this until it's creamy, which is going to take about 1.5 minutes. Stop it a few minutes or a few seconds into it and distribute it evenly. We're going to pour the filling into the mushroom chard mixture and mix it well. We're going to pour this into our crust here. Spread it out. And then you're going to take the pine nuts, sprinkle it on the top, and then we're ready to bake it in the oven, 375 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes or until it's firm when you touch the